Hi everyone, welcome back. My name's Teddy and welcome to the third video in this series about how to succeed on Etsy in 2022. Now this video is all about how competitive Etsy is. You know, marketplaces are quite competitive. Amazon's competitive, Etsy's competitive. All of these marketplaces, you will have some level of competition. You know, Etsy has over 4 million sellers who are active, and that was reported by Etsy themselves. And that was just in the last year. And the number of active sellers is increasing every single day. You know, Etsy's doing a lot of marketing at the moment to get more sellers. And as I said in my previous video, my percentage of my sales coming from Etsy as opposed to just from Amazon has been going up each day. Now this is one of the drawbacks to the easy sign up process that I was talking about before. It means that a lot of people get signed up and a lot of people can quickly set up an account and quickly create a listing and quickly create a store and start selling quite relatively quickly. Said quickly quite a lot then, but you can get set up relatively quickly with Etsy. Now this is a great thing for you because it means it's easy for you to get set up, but it means that there are other sellers that are on there, but not all of them are very good. You know, there's a lot of crap sellers on Etsy. You don't have to be just competing with the very, very best of the best. You can still make sales without being one of these very, very top sellers. But that said, there are some categories which are more competitive than others on Etsy. And as this graph on the screen now shows, this is from last year, this shows that home and living and arty kind of categories were the top categories in terms of the amount of sellers on Etsy. So these ones are in theory, they're the most competitive. And I've put a link to this report in the show notes so that you can have a look at that for yourself. But those are the two most competitive categories. Now, if you're in jewelry, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're in the most competitive category, however, because not all jewelry is as competitive. For example, if you sell strange SpongeBob jewelry like I showed you in the previous video, maybe actually you're not going to be competing with as many potential competitors as you would be if you were selling gold personalized name necklaces, which are obviously, they're very popular at the moment. So if you're selling products on Etsy, you still need to think about what your niche is going to be. And we're going into that in a later video about how to stand out from the crowd and how to make your product stand out when you're in these competitive search results. But what this extra competition means is that you can't just create crappy listings and just wait for your sales to roll in. You need to make sure that your listings look great and your photos look great and you're really setting yourself up for success on the platform. Now that doesn't necessarily mean that you have to have super whizzy adverts or your products have to be really expensive or your products have to be really, really different from everything out there. But you can't just sell like exactly the same as what other people are selling. You need to make sure your products are a bit different. And you need to make sure that your products are better than the competition. Now this doesn't need to be too hard. You know, it could just be something as simple as making your products a different color to what's there. Or it could be making your products in a bundle or in a multi-pack or adding different accessories to go with it. But you need to make sure your products stand out if you want to get your products noticed in a competitive landscape. Now, whenever I'm testing a new product to see if I think it's going to be a success or not, I always have a look at what the competition is doing to think, can I do it better? Now, a lot of Etsy sellers don't like to think about the word competition because they see it as very salesy and very much more of the Amazon side of it. But, you know, Etsy is a business. And if you're going to be selling your products on Etsy, you need to be treating it like a business. And there's going to be some competition. And a lot of Etsy sellers, they kind of see the way they make their products as kind of an art form, and that's great. You know, it definitely is an art form, and you should be telling your customers exactly how you make your products so they can think it's an art form. But at the end of the day, it is a business, and there is going to be some competition. But even if you are making art, you still want to make sure that your products are better than what your competition is selling. Now, if you already sell on Amazon, you might find that the level of competition is different between Amazon and Etsy, and that's pretty normal. You know, they're different marketplaces. We talked about it before, they've got different customer bases, but you might even find that Etsy is more competitive in some areas than Amazon is. So what you need to do is just have a look at the platform, see what your competition is doing, have a think, can I improve upon what's there? If you can improve upon what's there, that's a green light for you to go forward. If you can't, then maybe think about a way how you can improve your product. And we'll go into how you make your product stand out in one of the later videos. So yes, there is competition on Etsy, but it is a huge marketplace and there's lots of space for everybody to have their products on there, as long as you're not just copying people and you're making your products stand out. And it's important to recognise there's also lots of other things that go into making a good listing, such as great SEO, great product photos, really nicely written listings, how you drive traffic to your listings, what marketing you do, what advertising you do. Now, this might sound like a lot of work, But what we're going to do is we're going to go through some of these marketing techniques as we go further down this series. And it's all about how you can optimize your listings to make sure you get as many sales as possible on Etsy. So yes, there is competition, but as long as you're making sure your products are better or different from the competition, there's no reason why you can't stand out and compete with some of these mega sellers who are selling hundreds of thousands of dollars or pounds each month. Now, yes, it is a lot of work, but this is a business, and whoever said that having a business was going to be easy? But once you start selling, you do find that actually these sales become quite addictive, and actually you end up wanting to make more and more sales all the time. And I love it. I love it when I start making some money and I start beating my competition in the rankings. And I think that to me is really addictive, and it's the reason why I wanted to get selling in the first place. So yes, Etsy does have some competition, but it can be beaten if you want to. And in some of the videos later in this series, I'll go into some of those more marketing techniques which will help you to beat the competition. On the screen right now, we've got a link to my next video, which I actually filmed a while ago, but it's still really relevant to what we're talking about today. And that is the difference between Etsy and Amazon Handmade, because they are different and they have different levels of competition. And that video goes into exactly how you can look at the different marketplaces and work out which one's the best for you. Now, I hope you enjoyed the video today, and I'll see you in the next one.